influence portfolios across space agencies in technology areas where interagency collaboration is beneficial to achieving the missions of partnering agencies. Dr. Rodgers?
Thanks, Doug. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. In our Office of Technology, Policy, and Strategy, we get to think about the future. It's a lot of fun. It's a good place to be. And what we do is studies on the technologies and capabilities that we need for our future missions, and then we advise on the policies to get us there. We heard a lot of good discussions this morning about thinking in the future perspective about what science can be past LEO, going on and to cislunar, into the moon, and then Craig brought up a lot of those good examples now here. I'm going to bring us back for just a few moments here to talk about low Earth orbit and how the landscape is changing there over time. Craig just showed a really nice example of all of the work that goes on in ISS, and there's a reason for that. It's a research lab, and it's also a scientific stepping stone that's enabling us to explore further out into the solar system while improving life on Earth. And it's a unique environment. That's why we do so much great work there. There's microgravity, extreme conditions, it's an observation platform, and you can do a variety of different things. You can experiment, you can mature technologies, and there's a spectrum of work that you can do. Tara, this morning, before lunch, highlighted a couple of those examples in graphic form and talked about a variety of work that's been done over time. And I wanted to take a pause and elaborate on a couple of those projects that are ongoing right now, because it's a single location, the ISS. It's a single platform. And as Craig mentioned, over time, LEO is going to look a little bit different in the future. But right now we have this great platform where a lot of different work goes on. It's multi-use. So a couple of examples that I'd like to point out. The InSpace 4 experiment, it's where it's a study of self-assembled colloids in external magnetic fields. This is what I'd put into a basic research type category, fundamental research type category of the work, of this particular work. These colloidal building blocks can enable new phononic and photonic materials. Something that I put into a technology development or technology work, maturing technologies, would be the Space Duino project. This is where there's testing of a single board computer to gather performance and reliability data using open source hardware and consumer grade sensors. This is important because perhaps if you have the performance and reliability that you need, this could be a lower cost option for future missions. In a third example, I want to talk about external to the inside volume, externally mounted on ISS is MAXI. It's an X-ray imager. This is what I put into our science category of work that goes on. There's 2 X-ray detectors that collect data from all sky, look at variable sources, transient events, and make this great survey of information and catalog all the events in the field of view. And over time, the MAXI experiment has been able to show, a lot of different work in the astrophysics portion of our science, identified black hole candidates, detected solar flares from stars other than our own, and observed pulsars. And all of this work helps us understand different epochs within the evolution of the universe. So 3 different examples there: fundamental basic research, technology development, science, this one particular in astrophysics, but it all occurs in one place. And that's really interesting, it's awesome, and that's the uniqueness of the International Space Station. It can be crew-tended. Our platform on ISS is crew-tended. It offers pressurized volumes, non-pressurized, external opportunities. There is down mass that you can retrieve, and it serves multiple purposes. As Craig mentioned, and it's been mentioned a couple of times today, this is going to go on through the end of the decade, and then the work that goes on there is going to transition. It'll transition to new platforms, new opportunities in the LEO environment. This landscape is going to look different over time, and it's going to look different in 2030. Research, industry, and commercial activities are all important in LEO. On the NASA side, human research, fundamental research, science, space technology, and our low Earth environment are important requirement areas for us and for our future missions. And having a robust LEO economy is going to help us get there because it's going to enable our long-term research and our technology development, because we will become a customer in LEO. As Greg mentioned, a lot of that good work, a lot goes on outside of where we're focusing. Future LEO ecosystem may have a variety of different options than are available now. There can be interconnected systems, all available to conduct a variety of activities. And these activities, there's a what, a where, and a why. As our commercial LEO environment develops, there will be a lot more wheres to go to, a lot more platforms that we can use. As the number of platforms increase, the breadth and types of these platforms may also increase. There may be new opportunities that we don't even know about. You can conduct research, biotechnology, entertainment, astrophysics, and a variety of other services. And as we're thinking about this future, we want to know what you want to do there. We want to know what is of interest to you and what you want to do in this new LEO ecosystem. What do you think it's going to look like? What do you want to do there? There's going to be a spectrum of users in low Earth orbit, and they're going to have varied reasons why they want to perform their activities there. There's also a variety of different user communities. Some are focused on research and experimentation. Some may be more focused on maturing technologies and capabilities through development, test, demonstration, and qualification. And other user communities may be focused on application areas like commercialization, industrialization, and making products. If you take a look at the slide here, there's some great boxes over on the right-hand side that show a lot of different things, a lot of different activities that can occur in this new environment, this upcoming environment, this changing LEO landscape. There are examples of what you might like to do, like private astronaut missions, space tourism, commercial marketing, advertisement, entertainment, in-space manufacturing and production, technology demonstration, and human research. Examples of where you might like to go, commercial platforms, a national lab, and examples of why you might be doing this work, like conducting activities to inspire STEM students. Right? We all have our what, wheres, and whys of where we want to be in LEO and what we want to do. We want to hear feedback from you. Over the past 20 years, ISS has been critical in developing our technology and operational capabilities that we have there in LEO to include the development of commercial crew and cargo. But after we transition those operations, things are going to look different. And so why we're here today is to chat with you about this and ask for your input going forward. We have a couple of questions that we'd like to put up. From your perspective, what does the post-2030 LEO ecosystem look like to you? What are your what, wheres, and whys? What do you want to do as a community in this ecosystem? And how can the government enable you and your community to do these activities that you want to do? I gave a couple of examples of cool work that goes on in the ISS because that was my perspective. That's the intersection of my background and my research and what I like to talk about. But everybody would have a different type of story to point out what really interests them and why. So we're here today to ask you your perspective. We put up an email right there. You can see that's our HQ-OCT events email that's listed there in blue. It's on the bottom of the screen. Please send us your feedback. You can send it to this email address. There are also many of us here from our office at the conference, and we'd like to talk to you in person. We've already been able to engage with some folks at the poster sessions over here and the tables, had good conversations with people, and we'd like to continue to do that, and please seek us out. I'd like to introduce you to the members of our team in the Office of Technology Policy and Strategy. Members are right over here. You want to stand up and raise your hand. Jason Hay, Grace Wusk, and Nick Joseph. So please come find us. We'll also be chatting with you over the next couple of days. I wanted to point out that members of this community are probably also contributing to the commercial services working group that we have ongoing at NASA, where we're getting input from folks and refining a forecast of services that we might purchase in the future from commercial LEO destinations. Thank you if you've participated in that, and I just wanted to point out this is separate. This is a different approach of thinking about the future, and just to avoid any confusion there. I want to pause here and see if folks have questions, if anybody would like to jump up and answer any of these now, or time for other questions.
Did you have any more to present? Or do you have more to present? No, you're set. Okay. All right. Are there any questions from the audience? Any comments? She has challenged us to help support their ongoing development of policy for the future. So would anyone like to address one of these three questions and give us some feedback? I was hoping that we would get it either way. You can feel free to be anonymous by texting me to the telephone number. All right, I'll sing it, right? Okay, y'all know there's a commercial out there that's obnoxious, not the one with the kids playing, right? That one's horrible. But this one is the 855-855-1413. I refuse to do the one with the children banging and asking for donations. That one drives me insane. So that number for texting, and while we do that, I have a couple of questions, if I could, just to...
Please do, Doug.
Sure. How does your office, the Office of Technology, Policy, and Strategy, how does that interface with, say, the Office of the Chief Scientist in order to work with the various directorates at NASA? What is the interplay between those offices?
Well, the Office of Technology, Policy, and Strategy, at first is a new office. It's a combination of two offices, the Office of the Chief Technologist and then the Office of Strategy and Assessments. So we have combined technology, policy, and strategy into one, and we do interface very closely with the Office of the Chief Scientist. We work together on those overarching agency goals, overarching agency needs for technology, space, and science, and the entire community.
All right, thank you. Well, there aren't any additional questions. Yes. So.
No other questions? Nobody wants to add anything right now?
No other questions, yeah.
Okay.
So I want to remind people there's the website that she had put up there if you'd like some comments. That was HQ-OCT-events, all one word, @mail.nasa.gov. So helping them out to chart the future for all of us. Please give them your ideas.
Yeah, thank you everybody for your input. Please chat with us and please send us some emails. Thank you.